Single mother tries to go back to work after an accident, realizes she was hurt more than she thought she was, ends up needing surgery, gets a maximum policy settlement. I'm Shane Smith from Shane Smith Law. Here today with us is Carilyn Ibsen, one of the attorneys here at Shane Smith Law. Today we're going to discuss one of our client victories. Carrie, tell us a little bit about this particular case. What happened in it?
Well, this case, a young single mom in her 20s was driving to work, and she was rear-ended on the interstate up in the Raleigh area. She was hit pretty hard in the rear end and went to the hospital that night.
What were her initial injuries?
She had some pain in her neck and her back, and she gave us a call a couple days after the accident happened because she contacted the insurance company, and they were offering to just pay for her prescription costs from the ER, and she wasn't sure if she needed help. We talked to her a little bit. She said she was still in pain, and I just thought that offer was way too low considering the impact on her vehicle, and she agreed that she probably needed some help in the case.
All right, it sounds like even from the very beginning, she was hurt, she was in pain. Even when she talked to you, she was still in pain, didn't know the extent of her injuries. Is that right?
Exactly. This was one of those cases that it really started to set in a couple days later when the shock of the accident wore off, the adrenaline wears down, and your body starts to actually feel the pain that you're in. And I think she got out, just her instinct took over and said, I think I need some help with this.
And what treatment did she ultimately end up getting?
Well, what actually happened was she ended up needing surgery. She had a very injured disc in her back. She started treating after the accident with some doctors, and she thought she was feeling better. She tried to go back to work and could not work. She got an MRI of her neck and her back, and it came back with some pretty serious problems with her disc. She ended up having a surgery to relieve the pressure off her disc. So we went from a case that, the insurance company was offering to pay some prescription costs to needing surgery.
Wow.
And she's young. She's under the age of 25, single mom.
Wow. Did she totally recover after the surgery? Is she all better now?
She is all better. She feels great. That procedure was absolutely necessary, and she's back to where she was before the accident.
Great. That's great news. So she's back to work and back to taking care of her children.
Yes, providing for her family, and had to convince her a little bit to put herself first and not live with this pain for the rest of her life. And after she had the surgery, she was so thankful for it.
Wow. Okay, great. And ultimately, were you able to get the case resolved with the insurance company?
Yes, we received the maximum policy limits from the person that rear-ended her. And then we went and used a secondary policy to help pay for that surgery. So she was able to have the surgery and get a settlement.
Wow. What was she happy with the result of the case overall?
Yes, she was very happy. She was very happy that she didn't sign on a dotted line 48 hours after the accident and sign all of her pain away. Basically, she would have been living with this pain and having to pay for it herself. Instead, the insurance company paid for it, and that's what we want. We want people who hurt our clients to be held accountable and pay for their injuries.
Wow. Well, I'm so glad she listened to you and signed on with the case and got the treatment she needed to get better. I mean, and especially when you say she thought she was better, then she went back to work and realized she wasn't. I mean, That's so common when we talk to our clients. That's a point where everybody just wants to get back to normal, I guess.
They do. And I think after the accident, if they do speak to the insurance company really, really likes to just hammer the fact that they said, well, she told us she was fine. Well, of course she said she was fine. She's glad after the accident that she's not in a hospital having major surgery. Our clients say that a lot. They say, well, I told them I was fine because I was just happy I didn't have broken bones and I wasn't needing surgery at that moment. But in fact, when the adrenaline goes away, the shock wears off, and the body starts feeling that pain, they realize they are hurt.
Well, it sounds like you got her a great result, Carrie, and I'm so glad she listened to you from the very beginning on this case.
Thanks.
In pain, call Shane.
980-999-9999. 980-999-9999. Shane Smith Law. In pain, call Shane.